there, this is Tata, and welcome to the Wrestling Time Post Show. It is my. Give me 1 second. Let's try that again. Hi there, this is Tata, and welcome to the Wrestling Time Post Show. It is Monday, June 19th, 2023, and tonight I will be reviewing Monday Night Raw. Alright, so tonight's Raw kicked off with Seth freaking Rollins. So he was supposed to do an open challenge tonight, but he didn't get around to doing his open challenge because he was attacked by Finn Balor from behind. He got hit with stomps, some coup de grace. Officials attempted to separate Finn Balor and Seth Rollins, and then the attack continued backstage. So I'm liking this new side to Finn Balor. They're definitely obviously setting up for Rollins versus Balor at SummerSlam, in my opinion, if you ask me. But what were your guys' thoughts on this opening segment? They are in Cleveland, so I was expecting Seth Rollins' open challenge to be answered by Johnny Gargano. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, so I wonder if he's still injured or... It was hot opening to the show with Bella and Seth. Yeah, definitely, I do agree. It was definitely a hot opening. So, and this segment plays into what's actually going to happen tomorrow on NXT. Because, correct me, it's going to be Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker for the World Heavyweight title. But I'll talk about that when we get to that segment. So we have the Miz In Ring Segment, and he's issuing an open challenge. And the person who answers his open challenge is Tommaso Ciampa, a returning Tommaso Ciampa. And he's back with his old NXT theme. And he just looked really good. He's been out for 10 months. And it's quite funny that it was Tommaso Ciampa who made his return against The Miz, considering that they did a whole storyline where The Miz and Tommaso Ciampa were like best friends or something. But yes, so Ciampa is victorious. He wins with the fairy tale ending, and he gets a big victory on his return match. So I thought Tommaso Ciampa looked really good in that match, and I thought that it was a good match, and I'm very curious to see where this goes. I know when Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano kind of teased like they were going to bring someone into the way, and I feel like that person was Tommaso Ciampa. But that's just me. What did you guys think of Tommaso Ciampa's big return? Let me know in the live chat or in the comment section down below. We get a quick Judgment Day promo, and Finn Balor says that Rollins' open challenge is canceled because of him, and he will be the only one to take the title off of Seth Rollins. And the fans will be singing his song at his funeral. And then Rhea says that Finn Balor will be bringing the title to Judgment Day. She says she has a women's division on lockdown. And she says that Damian Priest is going to win Money in the Bank. It was good to see Ciampa back. Yeah, it definitely was. She said in 2 weeks... Oh, then Damian Priest takes the microphone. And he says that in 2 weeks, it's going to happen. The contract inside will have Damian Priest's name on it. And of course, as always, Dominic Mysterio tries to speak, but the crowd boos him. And he says that Cody will see what he does to him at Money in the Bank. And he tells Cody to find 2 other guys and wishes him good luck. So basically, our main event is a 6-man tag match. It's going to be Cody Rhodes and 2 partners of his choosing against the Judgment Day. So Dominic just continues to get heel heat. I mean, he can't even talk without getting booed here. So, what do you guys think is going to happen at Money in the Bank? Do you guys think Cody Rhodes is going to beat Dominic? I mean, obviously, Rhea Ripley's going to be there, so that's going to play a factor into things. We get a backstage interview with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, who are asked about their thoughts on the Bloodline. Kevin Owens isn't happy about this, and Sami Zayn says that Kevin Owens has an anger problem because he becomes angry at Byron Saxton bringing up the Bloodline, and he says he will shut up forever if Sami Zayn is proven correctly. Sami Zayn apologized to Byron Saxton for seeing that. So basically, this seems to be a recurring theme throughout the night is Kevin Owens having anger issues. Now, I feel like that's a whole Vince McMahon thing. I don't think, because if you look at Kevin Owens' character when Triple H was in charge, it's completely different than how it is now. But what do you guys think? Do you guys like Kevin Owens' anger issues? I actually kind of don't mind it. So, I like that little bit of the storyline. But do I feel like Kevin Owens needs anger issues? No, I don't think he does. Owens turns into the Hulk. Yeah, if he comes out wearing purple and green, oh my god, that's going to be hilarious. So we get a tag match. It's Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville versus Kayden Carter and Katana Chance. Again, Kayden Carter and Katana Chance are impressing me. I still don't know too much about them. Again, I don't watch NXT. So if you have a match that you'd recommend for me to watch more about them, definitely let me know in the live chat or in the comments. But Katana Chance and Sonya Deville start this match off. You have Katana Chance doing a Hurricanrana to Chelsea Green. And then there was this one spot where, like, Kayden Carter did, like, a drop kick to Sonya Deville, and then she did a splash to Chelsea Green. And then Kayden Carter and Katana Chance are victorious here. So they get a victory over Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Now, prior to this, they did show a TikTok video of Chelsea Green acting like a Karen, which I thought was actually hilarious. I think Chelsea Green's killing it in her character and in her role. But it seems like she's just, I don't want to say a jobber, but like, that's basically her character. She's going to lose and she complains. I know that their nickname is the Complaint Department, which I think is hilarious. We get a Cody Rhodes interview, and it's not backstage, but it's not in the ring. It's like on the ramp. So he basically says that he accepts Dominic's challenge. And we later on in the night, we find out that his two partners are going to be Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. We get Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander versus Indus Sher. I don't know why we're getting this match again. I have to say, at least we got a match. You know, last time it was just a squash match, or as they like to be called, an enhancement match. But I was not a huge fan of this. I didn't like this at all. I feel sorry for Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. It seems to me like they're just going to be fed to Indus Sher. Why can't you just go the usual route? Have them face jobbers, you know, local talent, and build them up that way, instead of doing that to poor Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. So I wasn't a huge fan of this, and there's nothing more to say, honestly. But what did you guys think of this? This is the second time this happens to Cedric Alexander. Indus Sher is going over. Yeah, definitely. They're not really getting a crowd reaction. I don't know what's going on here. But, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they get a push because of that WWE show that they're going to do in India. But I wasn't the biggest fan of this segment and match. Cedric and Shelton deserve better. Yeah, they do. They honestly do. And you know, it's such a shame that they didn't bother reuniting the Hurt Business. And because I thought that's what they were going to do. But yet you separate Bobby Lashley from them. And, you know, MVP is with Almost. So, one last thing. I'm really surprised Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander haven't asked for their release. We get a Kevin Owens backstage segment, and again, him and Sami Zayn are just talking about how he's got an anger problem. Some random guy spills water on him, and Kevin Owens reiterates the fact that he doesn't have an anger problem, he has an idiot problem. And funny enough, they bump into Matt Riddle, and they wish him good luck on his match. And he pats Kevin Owens in the back, and he tells Matt Riddle not to touch him. So again, like, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were involved in a lot of backstage segments tonight. We get the return of Logan Paul, who he says he's always good to be back in Ohio, and that all the best people in the world come from Cleveland. Such he proceeds to name drop LeBron James himself. And he says that he thinks back to what made him great, and that's when he left Cleveland. He says the Browns still suck, and that he's the best Cleveland has because he points out that even The Miz lost tonight, and he lost to Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. I wanted to come on the stream and give you my thoughts, and if you want me to for a stream alone. I'll let you know. So Logan Paul says that he is gonna single-handedly put some respect on Cleveland's name. And he announces that he will be competing on Money in the Bank. And that he will win and cash in and bring a title home to Cleveland. So Logan Paul seems like he's a heel. I know originally when he came to WWE, he didn't want to be a heel, but a heel Logan Paul wouldn't be so bad. I honestly feel like he would make a better heel than he would face. That's just my opinion. But what do you guys think? Heel Logan Paul or face Logan Paul? And the fact that he basically inserted himself in the Money in the Bank when everybody else had to qualify, yeah, that's a pretty heel-ish move, if you ask me. So let me see. If Logan Paul wins, it will be a disaster. LA Knight is one who should win that match. I definitely agree. And before Logan Paul came back, I totally thought LA Knight was a shoo-in to win, but now I'm not so sure. I could totally picture WWE doing this. I don't know why they would do this, but it's totally something WWE would do. I could totally picture WWE giving the Money in the Bank briefcase to Logan Paul. Logan's character just screams heel to me. Exactly, right? Like, he would make such a good heel. Okay, so then Ricochet interrupts, and he says he came to congratulate Logan Paul. And at the Royal Rumble, Ricochet says he made Logan Paul go rival. So if you guys remember, at the Royal Rumble, there was this one spot where both Ricochet and Logan Paul collide, and they both hit each other at the same time. That was a really cool spot. One of my favorite spots in the Royal Rumble. And so after this, let me see. Please know, like, if Logan wins, who is going to he cash in? I know, right? I don't see him cashing in on Seth, and I mean, I don't see him cashing in on Roman because he'll probably lose. Maybe Seth, but I don't see him beating Seth. So then after this, all hell breaks loose, and like everybody comes out. Shinsuke Nakamura, LA Knight, Santos Escobar. Butch comes out, and he, you know what? He doesn't even talk like everybody else in this segment. He just attacks Logan Paul, and a whole brawl breaks out here. And then, like, it basically ends with, like, Logan Paul doing a moonsault to the people on the outside, and he climbs the ladder and grabs the briefcase. So, I don't know. Like I said, I could totally see WWE giving him the briefcase. But I think LA Knight should win. We get Matt Riddle versus Ludwig Kaiser, and this is a result of Matt Riddle attacking Vinci and pretty much like taking him out. So I honestly didn't think this was a bad match. It was a decent match. I'm really surprised let me see. I wouldn't mind if they give the briefcase to Butch. I mean, after all, they are in the UK in a few weeks. That is true. Yeah. That would make the most sense, wouldn't it? But nothing. Sometimes everything WWE does doesn't always make sense. Common sense doesn't exist in WWE sometimes. So there's this one spot where Matt Riddle is like on the ring apron and Gunther tries to do a distraction and it backfires. Matt Riddle ends up winning this when he hits the bro Derek to Ludwig Kaiser. At the end, Gunther attacks Matt Riddle and then Kaiser attacks him too, and he is carried backstage by 2 security guards. So it's kind of surprising nobody came out and saved Matt Riddle. I wonder what this is going to lead to, him feuding with Imperium, because he needs help if he's going to feud with Imperium. There's 3 of them. Well, at least right now there's 2 of them and only 1 of him. So we'll see where they go with this feud. But what are your thoughts on Matt Riddle potentially feuding with Imperium? And if so, who would back up Matt Riddle in this feud? Do you think Butch can come out as Pete Dunne for Money in the Bank? That would be really cool if he does come out as Pete Dunne for Money in the Bank instead of Butch, but we'll have to wait and see. So once again, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are backstage and Imperium interrupts them. Take my money for Gunther versus Matt Riddle. Yeah, seems like they're setting that up. Maybe for the Intercontinental title. I don't think Matt Riddle would win, though. I think they're dead set on having Gunther beat Honky Tonk Man's record. So, in the middle of that segment, Sami Zayn receives a text and he says he and Kevin Owens have something to take care of. We don't really know exactly what it is, but there's another segment that happens backstage that I have a feeling that that's what that was. Unless this is something completely different. We get Alpha Academy versus the Viking Raiders. And like my favorite spot was probably Otis versus Ivar. Because like Ivar took down Otis. And then you had Otis doing a power slam to Ivar. Maxine Dupree has been training with Chad Gable, so she actually suplexed Valhalla. But yet the Viking Raiders were victorious. So I'm actually really happy the Viking Raiders were victorious. I really hope they start picking up some momentum. But it's just that 50-50 booking, though, that WWE likes to do. Alpha Academy won last time, and now Viking Raiders are winning this time. So we'll see. Same old rinse and repeat for Alpha Academy and Viking Raiders. Yeah, definitely. Again, the Viking Raiders definitely had a lot of momentum. Valhalla, Maxine versus Valhalla, just a yawn fest when it happens. I don't think that might happen. I think if anything, we might get a 6-person tag match. I could definitely see Alpha Academy, in the form of Chad Gable, Otis, and Maxine Dupree versus the Viking Raiders and Valhalla. Maybe at Money in the Bank, or if this is continuing, maybe at SummerSlam. But I definitely do see a 6-person tag match happening over Maxine versus Valhalla. So we get a backstage segment with Judgment Day, and Rhea Ripley is basically asking if Damon Priest and Finn Balor are on the same page, and they kind of seem like they say but you can kind of tell there's some tension there. And she says she's got her own business to handle with Natty. So we get a Rhea Ripley versus Natalya. This is a rematch from Night of Champions. I don't know why we're getting this rematch. Really, this was not unnecessary. But basically, Rhea Ripley beats Natty. She does. What is there more to talk about? Not much besides that. She goes backstage, and Raquel Rodríguez is in the middle of an interview, and Raquel says that if she wins Money in the Bank, she will cash in on Rhea and remind her she isn't the biggest fish in the sea. And so she tells Rhea that she better hope she doesn't win tonight. And I absolutely love that stare down between Raquel Rodríguez and Rhea Ripley, because there's history there that goes back to NXT. Pointless match, IDK why it was booked. Yeah, same here. Pointless. And then we find out, like I said earlier, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens become Cody Rhodes' partners for tonight. We get the women's Money in the Bank qualifier. It is Raquel Rodríguez versus Trish Stratus. And Raquel was dominating Trish. I mean, she put her in a bear hug. But Trish, doing a camel clutch to Raquel. And Raquel doing a clothesline to Trish, followed by a fall-away slam. Now, Zoe Starks was at ringside. So Becky Lynch showed up. And she attacked Zoe Starks. And then Trish Stratus grabbed Becky's hair and Becky attacked her. So by her attacking Trish, she caused a DQ. And Trish ended up qualifying for the Money in the Bank. Now, Raquel Rodríguez looked surprised. Becky looked surprised. And I was actually surprised too. I was not expecting this finish. But you know what? It makes sense when you think about it. Because this is followed up by a Becky Lynch interview. She says that basically the odds are stacked against her in that Money in the Bank match. Because she's got Zoe Starks, Trish Stratus, Io Sky that she's got to worry about. So I wonder if they're going to follow up on Raquel Rodríguez and Becky Lynch. Because I'm pretty sure Raquel Rodríguez is not going to be happy about that. Becky Lynch was super together. Raquel DQ'd. It was awful writing, but I can see why she did it because she wants more Trish. Exactly. I could see that too. But like I said, I'm sure I would hope that they follow up on that Raquel Rodríguez, Becky Lynch thing because Raquel Rodríguez didn't look too happy about that. You get a Braun Breaker backstage interview. I'm not sure why Braun Breaker was even on Raw. Did I miss something on NXT that, why is he here? I guess he was just promoting the match because he was basically talking about he hopes that Seth Rollins doesn't use the beatdown that Finn Balor gave him as an excuse. And he says that Rollins talks a big game, but he's been waiting for this opportunity. He says that maybe the doctors will prescribe Seth Rollins courage so he can show up on NXT tomorrow. Raquel might turn heel, maybe. Braun Breaker was there because he's facing Seth Rollins for the title tomorrow night. Oh, okay. And he says he's going to hurt Seth Rollins really freaking badly. And that he tells people to get used to seeing his face on Raw because he will be the new world champion. So, Braun Breaker as a heel seems pretty good. I'm digging this. Again, I said this before and I will keep saying it. I don't watch NXT. So, I haven't seen much of Braun Breaker. But hey, from what I've been reading on Twitter, and seems like he's a really good heel. Seems like it. And, he probably needed a character change and heel suits him. So we get Shinsuke Nakamura versus Bronson Reed. This wasn't a bad match. You got to watch NXT for the match more right. Okay, I might just watch the match, but that doesn't mean I'm going to watch the entire show. Or maybe, who knows? Maybe I might watch the entire show. I don't know. We'll see. So Ricochet came on. He watched this match. Watch it for that match. NXT's Born Where I'm just gonna watch that match. That's gonna main event, right? So I'm assuming I'll just tune in the last 30 minutes and catch that match. I was thinking Braun Breaker main roster SummerSlam call-ups. I could definitely see that. Could definitely see Braun Breaker do a main roster call-up after SummerSlam. I guess depending on how well he does tomorrow. I'm you know what? I might just tune in just for that match specifically. So we'll see. We will see. Bronson Reed hit a power slam and then he power bombed to Shinsuke Nakamura. And Bronson Reed, Ricochet was sitting on a chair, next to commentary, and Bronson Reed sent Nakamura into that chair, and Ricochet sent Nakamura back into Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed sent Ricochet into steel steps, and Nakamura accidentally knocked down Ricochet, and then Bronson Reed did the tsunami to Shinsuke Nakamura, and Bronson Reed was victorious. I'm really surprised this match did not end in a DQ. So that seems to be happening as of late with Bronson Reed, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Ricochet. So I definitely do think we're either going to get Shinsuke Nakamura versus Ricochet after Money in the Bank, or we're going to get some type of triple threat match, including Bronson Reed. We shall see. But what are you guys' thoughts on this match? Are you guys surprised this didn't end in a DQ? Do you think we will get a triple threat, Bronson Reed versus Shinsuke versus versus Ricochet? Or do you think we'll just get Ricochet versus Nakamura? It's going the route of a triple threat match. Yeah, I'm glad that Ciampa's back with his old theme. Really miss a heartbeat intro. Yeah. See, I watched the matches. I had the channel. Okay, cool. Ricochet turns heel down the line. Maybe. But see, Bronson Reed is heel, and Shinsuke, I'm assuming, is face. Maybe. I could potentially see that. So we finally get a Seth freaking Rollins update, and he says he will be at NXT tomorrow, and he's actually happy about what Finn Balor did, because he says that's the guy who beat him 7 years ago, and Money in the Bank can come soon enough. And actually, I'm really looking forward to Seth freaking Rollins versus Finn Balor. And I don't think this is going to end at Money in the Bank. Like I said earlier, I think this will probably go to SummerSlam. It makes perfect sense, because why would you do this one match at Money in the Bank when you can run it back at SummerSlam? So, do you guys think this is going to go to SummerSlam, or is it just a one-off match? I personally think it'll go to SummerSlam. So, our main event is Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Cody Rhodes versus the Judgment Day. And now, Cody Rhodes was going to actually have his moment with Dominic, but he tagged out and tagged in Finn Balor. It's going to SummerSlam. Oh, definitely. I think so. It's going to SummerSlam. So Finn Balor and Cody Rhodes ended up starting the match because Dominic wanted nothing to do with Cody Rhodes. So there's this one part where Dom back chopped Cody Rhodes, and he quickly exited the ring. Decent main event for that. I agree. This was a really fun main event. I don't know what everybody else thinks, but I personally like this main event. This was a really good main event. So while Sami Zayn was like on the ring apron, Rhea Ripley dropped him, and Judgment Day did a really good job at isolating Sami Zayn from his teammates. Dominic cheap shot at Cody Rhodes, KO, then attacked Dominic. We had a cannonball to Dominic by KO. I don't know if you guys like caught this. It was like a really blink and you miss a moment, but while Dom was like on the outside, Rhea Ripley was like fanning him with like her shirt or something. I don't know. She had something. She was like fanning him. I'm not sure if anybody caught that, but that was hilarious. You get a power slam to Damian Priest by Cody Rhodes. And again, like Rhea Ripley caused a distraction with Cody. So, I'm just going to put this out there. It wouldn't surprise me the least bit if at some point we get a Brandy Rhodes appearance here, because Rhea Ripley keeps playing a factor in this. And I feel like she's going to play a factor in their match at Money in the Bank. So it wouldn't surprise me if Brandy Rhodes makes an appearance. You get Damian Priest hitting Cody Rhodes with the South of Heaven, but that's not enough. And so it looked like Dom was going to get sent to the outside, but Rhea Ripley caught him. And she caused a distraction to Sami Zayn. And it looked like he was I know he wasn't really going to attack her, but he did like this moonsault. And she ducked. And so he took out Dom on the outside. It says, God, please, no Brandy. And so then Cody hits the Cody Cutter to Damian Priest. Sami Zayn hits a clothesline to Dominic. Then he hits him with the Haluva kick. Then Dominic gets stunned by KO. And Cody Rhodes then hits the Crossroads to Damian Priest and Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens are victorious, and that is how Monday Night Raw ends. It's very interesting that Damian Priest that got the pin here, not Dominic, not Finn Balor. I think they're adding more tension between Finn Balor and Damian Priest. 3 out of 10 Raw full show. I do agree. This was not a good show. The pacing to this show, and not only to this one, but to a lot of Raw shows, seems to be way off. Brandy's crowd response would be the biggest variable upon her return. Would she be cheered or booed? I think in this case, if it's against Rhea, she would be cheered because Rhea's a heel. What I did like the KO and Sami Zayn stuff, and I did like the main event, and it had a good opening match. I really didn't care for the Natty Rhea stuff. This was not. I didn't really enjoy this show. It was okay, but I think I'm gonna. Let me see. Did you watch the Dude's Most Wanted Treasures last night? They were finding Eddie Guerrero stuff and Ray stuff. They got the lowrider that Eddie. Oh, really? That is cool. I did not know that. Okay. But, I'm going to be generous and I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10 just because there was some stuff that I did like and there was some stuff I disliked. So, that's just my rating. See, okay. It did. Okay. But with that being said, you guys, thank you guys all so much for watching. I thank you guys for tuning in as well. I know it's late for some of you guys, especially if you're on the East Coast. I know it's really late for you guys over there. So again, thank you guys all so much for tuning in, and thank you guys so much for the support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever I go live or release a new video. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday after AEW Dynamite. Bye.